Hi, Raiders and Raiderettes. We are going to be talking about how the Raiders can upgrade the quarterback room in the NFL draft. Now, it is no secret, many insider reports have announced that the Raiders are intending to go out there and draft a top-tier quarterback and move up, but it is looking increasingly unlikely that the Raiders will be able to move into the top three. I just don't see a path to success of moving up that far in order to grab our team favorite, which is Jayden Daniels. But even if you were to try and grab a Drake May or a JJ McCarthy, that too is seemingly very difficult to get to. So today we're going to be talking about a path of how we may be able to get a top flight quarterback, but we're probably not going to get the team favorite, which is Jayden Daniels. So let's talk a little bit about how I think that the Raiders could move up and still get a top tier, high quality quarterback that can add some real competition to that quarterback room. So we know that picks 1, 2, and 3 are all in need of a quarterback, and they're not probably going to come off of those picks, despite the Minnesota Vikings grabbing an additional first-round draft pick from the Houston Texans. They now have the number 11 and number 3 pick to try and move up with to the top 3. And reports have come out that they have been in negotiations with both the Patriots and the Washington Commanders. But I'm just not seeing either one of those teams giving up their pick, especially seeing that they are desperately in need of quarterbacks themselves. So it looks like best case scenario is that Minnesota is going to trade up to the number 4 or number 5 spot with either the Arizona Cardinals or the Los Angeles Chargers. Now the Raiders could do the same thing, but as of yet, we have not made any moves that would signal that we're going to do so. And I think it's smart that we wait. Here's the reason why. If we could get Arizona to come off of their number 4 pick, or even the Chargers to come off of their number 5 pick, that would present some issues. At number 4, you're stuck with either Drake May or JJ McCarthy, and I just don't think either one of those guys is worth a number 4 overall selection and the cost that it would take for us to get up there. But I do think that there's going to be other quarterbacks who would be worth it, in particular, Michael Penix Jr. Now, I've said in the past, not 100% sold on Michael Penix Jr. due to his injury history and the fact that he's a left-handed quarterback. But I think that any good coaching staff can make a left-handed quarterback work just fine. They do just have to make some key adjustments on how the offensive line is going to do their blocking and such. But once they have all that figured out, left-handed quarterbacks have had plenty of success in the NFL. I think Michael Penix Jr. will be that guy. And I think that he's going to add immediate competition with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew to decide who's going to be the starting quarterback for 2024. It would be exciting to say the least. And I think it's necessary. In today's NFL, with quarterbacks going down left, right, and center, especially with the concussion protocol issues, you have to have 2 really good quarterbacks. And to have a really good backup like Gardner Minshew and a potentially really good starter second-year guy like Aiden O'Connell to throw in the mix with a top-flight quarterback coming out of college like Michael Penix Jr., the Raiders would be in a good position of having youth at quarterback at relatively cheap prices. And this is a luxury because then you can go and fill other key positions, as well as having money in the reserve for next year when they're going to have to extend guys, particularly like a Malcolm Kuntz. But I just want to thank today's sponsor, Earth Elixir, a proudly owned and operated company by a Raiders lifelong fan. And Earth Elixir gives you all of the natural supplements you could ever want to help you sleep better, feel better, and even increase your natural testosterone without having to do TRT. So click the link down in the description and get 15% off just for the Raider D family. What if Malcolm Koonce has 16 sacks this season? If he progresses like he did last year and he continues that on from week 1 to week 17, he could easily end up with 17 sacks. And therefore, he's also going to require a pretty hefty price tag. And we don't have the salary cap to keep him, even if we want to, unless you have cheap quarterbacks, which is a luxury that we have right now. And if all else fails, next year you could cut Gardner Minshew and save a little bit off of the salary cap, though he would end up with his full guaranteed $15 million. But now you have Aiden O'Connell still on his rookie deal, and you would have Michael Penix on his rookie deal. You then add a third or a fourth rounder guy next year as another backup, and you just keep rolling the train without having to spend $60-70 million on a quarterback who may or may not win you a Super Bowl. I think this is the key strategy. Now, how are the Raiders going to do this? It's pretty simple. At pick number 6 is the New York Giants, and pick number 7 is the Tennessee Titans. Now, we don't know if the Giants are going to try and select somebody, but I highly doubt that they're going to do it at this point. If anything, they would wait until the second round. Now, I'm not real big on trading up all the way for Michael Penix Jr., but if we don't do it, I guarantee you he won't be available at 13, so we're kind of in a situation where we have to. But trading from 13 to a number 6 or a number 7 pick really does not cost as much as moving all the way to number 4, 3, 2, and especially the number 1 overall pick, which the Chicago Bears are not going to give up. Now, you want to do this at the draft. You don't want to do it now because you want to see how the chips fall. You want to see where the quarterbacks are or not landing, who's falling. It could even be that at pick 6, you could possibly see a Drake May still available. And if that's the case, you move up and you grab him. Because even though I think he's a late first round guy, maybe an early second round guy, more in the realm of a Will Levis type of dude, I think that he has the potential and would add that value to you. But the same thing with Michael Penix Jr. And Michael Penix Jr. can make every throw out there on the NFL field. He showed that in college. He's a true slinger of that rock. He can get it out there like no other. So you want to move up and grab him at pick 6 or 7. I think that's the best scenario for the Raiders to add to the quarterback room this year. Guys, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? And if you really want to know how the defense is doing, go ahead and check this video out right here.